Welcome to the Prime Authority, the official podcast of the Sim Madden League.
Be great. Let's be great.
Where we cover everything from sports, news, predictions, and more in our Madden Football League.
Play our game. All right? Play hard, but stay poised. Finish it.
And now,
here is
the voice of SML, Primetime 000.
Hello and welcome to the SML podcast. This is one of the hot shows that happens around playoff times because it is playoff time in the SML. I'm Primetime, and my guy, Woods, our Cleveland Browns owner, comes on the show, talks a little trash, the SML Nostradamus, makes his picks. So without further ado, what's going on, Woods? How are you doing, sir?
What's happening, man? I'm excited for the playoffs. I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little bit angry.
Yeah.
I'm 11-5.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I'm on the outside looking in. And this season, the AFC's been kind of weird.
Let's talk about that because 11-5 in most places would guarantee you a playoff spot. I think everyone always says kind of the line is 10-6. In the SML, you almost have to beat 11-5 or 12-4 to really have a wild card spot. How does that feel to miss the playoffs at 11-5?
I'm looking at the conference standings now. Dump's going to be a 14-2 fifth seed. So yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. That is wild. You guys look like I don't know, you guys could be headed towards another collision course.
Yeah, it could be. Dump is a great player.
Yeah, he is.
That said, and this is always kind of brought up in the NFL and real life. You're 11-5. The Jets right now is 10-5. He hasn't played his game at time of recording. And the Chiefs are 8-7. And I know Haas is your boy, but it could be anybody. How do you feel about teams who are 9-7, 8-8, and possibly skirting into the playoffs because they play in a weaker division?
It didn't bother me until this season because I've got the better record. So I mean, it happens. This happened in the NFL. I'm hoping with the inclusion of this 7th seed now. There's kind of a way to, and I know some people may not like it, but if a division winner has a lower record or a worse record than a person that could get in as a wild card, change the seeding a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Haas would possibly be 4th seed, if my 11-5 would get me to 4, and then 5-6 are 10-6 and 8-8, 9-7, 7th seed is also 9-7, and so be it. Go that route.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Looking over at the NFC, and we'll get to predictions in a little bit here, but nobody's talking about this. I don't know if it's just exhaustion already, or if people just don't really. I don't know what the thought is, but the Redskins are 15-0. They're probably going to go 16-0 here. What's your thoughts on Sunday Squad on a very silent, undefeated season?
Who do they play this week? Do you know?
The Eagles. They play Dan He. But Dan He has said, quote unquote, he's probably going to rest his starters because he doesn't want to risk an injury. He's got 5 seed locked up. No way of him passing up the Redskins. But if you're Dan, in a way, you've never played Sunday Squad, so I don't know if either of these guys are going to give up too much.
Yeah, I don't see any of them giving up too much here. I've played with Dan. I've been in MF with him, and he's a smart guy. He makes adjustments well. I don't like you said. I don't see him giving up too much. I don't think Sunday's going to give up too much either. I don't know if that's 16-0 or the flirting with what could possibly be an undefeated season, if it's important to him, or if a second Lombardi is. So I mean, we'll see. But I don't expect that game to be entertaining as far as starters go, or scheme-wise goes either. I don't think they're going to show each other much, if anything.
I agree. And with that being said, if you're in Sunday spot here, you have a Simbardi already. Would you go for that undefeated season to kind of just add it on to your list of accolades? Only one other player, which is myself, has an undefeated season. Nobody else in the SML has gone. I should say, let me take that back. There have been guys who have gone 16-0, but nobody's gone 19-0 outside of myself. If you're Sunday squad, do you go for that, or do you just rest your guys, play smart, and get Simbardi number 2?
If I'm speaking strictly for myself, if I had a Simbardi and I was 15-0, I'd probably get a bit vain with it. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't want you to be the only person on that list to go 19-0 and win a Super Bowl. So I'd take a shot at it.
Yeah. There's something about that 19-0. It's
Yeah, you're right. There is. I mean, if I've learned this season, you're not going to control injuries at all.
Mm-hmm.
I lost Greedy for 5 weeks on a tackle a textbook tackle. He tackled the guy from behind. He separated his shoulder. I lost Odell on a running play basically for 8 weeks. So, I mean, injuries are going to happen. Good Lord.
Yeah,
injuries are going to happen. So I'd go for it. What do you have to lose?
Exactly.
To me, he's good enough to, if he loses one player, he can compensate for it.
Yes, I agree 100%. Maybe if you get up by 2 scores or something, pull him out a little bit quicker than you normally would.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the AFC, then we'll get to the NFC. I say this because we actually have the AFC playoff seedings are locked in. So first matchup will be, I got the Meats. He's 12-4, 6-0 in his division, and he's playing against Conclusions TTV Conk. He's 11-5. That's a rematch from the playoffs season or two ago where Conk actually beat me. 2 seasons ago, Conk beat Meats. Who do you see winning that one?
I know I think the last time they played, was that when Meats beat him, or did?
Yes, Meats won without Lamar Jackson. He won.
Oh wow! Then yeah, Meats went convincingly and won that one. There's no love lost between these two, so I see this one getting a bit down and dirty. You may see some comments in chat while the game's going on.
Yes.
But the way this one goes, unless Meats has a bad game, I don't see him losing the Conk right now. I got Meats 34-28.
Okay. And then on the other side, you have the Patrick Mahomes list, Kansas City Chiefs taking on Dumpahontis, who's healthy as can be. He's got DJ Shark. He's got all his weapons. Can Haas string together? He needs to win 2 playoff games, and Mahomes will be back. Can Haas do it, man? Or is without Mahomes, is it just too much?
Oh, man. It might be too much against Dump. I know Haas might be playing a bit mad here, so that could help him out.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Dump's a whole nother different animal, especially come playoff time. And like yourself, he's playing with something to prove. So I hate to do it, but I think Dump might run away with this one, 28-14.
Yeah, it's just tough without without the best quarterback in the game.
Yeah.
So out of the AFC, then you obviously have QB stud, the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion. You got the Colts, 15-time champion. Out of all the teams in the AFC, who's got the best shot at representing the conference?
I've got to go with the last 2 guys that were in it. If I'm not mistaken, it was you and QB that have represented the AFC, correct?
Yes, correct.
Then yeah, I right now I can't bet against it. I know Dump's 14-2, but I mean no one's talking about the fact that QB started 0-3.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think he's run off about 12 straight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I don't know what he's doing now as far as the starters for this last week, but he's hot. You're hot, with the exception of your loss to Future. And I mean that's not I wouldn't hold my head down about that game at all. Future's good. I don't care what team he has.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's a baller.
I think the FC will come down to its 1 and 2 seed.
Okay. Go on.
I think I don't know because you guys adjust so well. I don't want to pick that one yet. I'll pick it at the end of the show.
All right. So looking at the NFC, we obviously have possibly undefeated talk here with the Redskins. We have the Seahawks who are clinched at the number 2 seed. NYT's in there. Lawyer Killer's in there. The Eagles are in there. It looks like everybody is locked up. Paulie's in there. To me, everyone's locked up. It's just some seeding could change. I think Paulie and Lawyer Killer could flip-flop. Anyway, that said, who do you see kind of the wild card teams kind of having the best shot at making a run at it? And that would probably be Paulie, Lawyer Killer, NYT, or Dan He.
I'm looking at 2 guys only because I know their 3 guys because I know their track record. Paulie's tough. I still don't know if that team's ready to make a deep playoff run. He may be able to skirt by through the first round, but I'm not thinking his skill will let him down. I think it's probably team will let him down.
Yeah.
Dan, Lawyer, and NYT all have a chance, and they've got more than a puncher's chance. I don't know if Malecki's back for
yeah, he's back.
For NYT. Well, he may have that issue I had with Odell. You're still showing up on the injury report, but it says early return. When you click on him, his numbers will be whatever his injury corresponds to. His attributes. If his injury's on his feet, then his speed or anything else will more likely be lowered or what have you. But I'd watch out for that if I were him. But I think I don't know how Cam is, but he's still got Cam.
Right, that's a solid backup.
Yeah, that could help him get possibly to the NFC Championship. And if Malecki's back by then he's got more than a puncher's chance against whoever. Dan is a smart player. I think out of all of them, he's probably got the best shot. Only because that Eagles team is kind of good and he's already a good player. So I think he's got a good shot at making it there too.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to say, everybody talks about how overpowered the running game is this year. And then I went through and chat a few days ago, just referencing guys who won the Super Bowl. Despite how strong the run game is, I still feel like you need to be a competent passer in these big games especially. And Paulie's just not quite there yet. His passing numbers on the year with Arrieta, who's a solid quarterback, by the way. Arrieta is, I think, just below. He's 86 overall. He's a 5-year pro. He's thrown 14 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. And when you get against Sunday or even Future on those 3rd and longs, they're bound to happen. You're gonna have to. Yeah, you gotta learn how to throw the ball. And you're gonna have. Yeah. So you've got some OGs though over there. You got Future Empire. You've got Lawyer Killer. Who's got the best chance to beat Sunday Squad, who's now represented the NFC 2 years in a row?
I think Future's given. Is it Future? I think Future's given Sunday some trouble in the past 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. NYT played them pretty close in the play. Oh, well, that was a regular season game.
Yeah, correct.
Well, I think
They did. I think they went to overtime, actually.
And yeah, those three can definitely give him issues. Sunday's shown a bit that he can get a bit. I'm not going to say disinterested, just a bit in his own head as far as maybe if his pass rush isn't getting in, he might tend to press a bit and make decisions he wouldn't normally make if his game was going true to form. So anybody's beatable in either conference, but I think future Aloy have a good puncher's chance against Sunday.
And that said, Pauly is a guy who, let's be honest, Pauly watches a lot of tape. He knows what he's talking about for the most part.
Yeah.
He crowns Sunday as the best player in the SML. I'm not going to ask you that question, but I'm going to ask you, is Sunday really that good? There's a little bit of and I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but there is a little bit, Conk said it, it's partially my opinion too. It'll be interesting to see how he does without these crazy pass rushers, right? I mean, he's got some like 3 or 4 X factor pass rushers. Is Sunday that good, or is he kind of a product of the system?
It could be a bit of both. I won't discount him because he did win a Simbardi.
Mm-hmm.
I know personally the luxury of having a good pass rusher.
Yeah.
He's got 37.5 sacks right now, which is, good Lord, unheard of. But I mean, it's a comfort to where you can kind of just sit back and, hey, if I get this guy to hold on to the ball for an extra 2 seconds, then one of those guys are getting in there, and that could be a good help to him too. I'm not saying it's not helping him, but I won't give it 100% of the credit as to why he's doing what he's doing. But it does help.
Yeah. Okay, I respect that. So I got a few more questions here. We're going to get a little off topic, then we're going to go back around into our Super Bowl predictions as we round around 17 minutes in this podcast. We've seen in chat a few guys considering retirement, a few OGs. I've seen Grams kind of toss it around. I've seen Field toss it around. I think you've said you got around 2 years left, possibly, maybe not. You'll reevaluate.
Yeah.
What do you think about these guys possibly retiring?
It's sad. I mean, because I'm not saying I came. When I came in, these guys were here, and they're, of course, more of an OG than I am. And I mean, speaking from experience, I learned a lot from them. I learned from two-step, Field. I mean, these guys lights out when I started in the league. You know, I had the Panthers, two-step had the Cowboys. I think I can't remember who Field had. I don't know if Field had the Browns or somebody else.
Seahawks, maybe. Was it the Seahawks?
Yeah, but
Patriots.
He had built a good team.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's sad. But on the other hand, it does happen, and you got to realize 2 things. If you realize you're diminishing and you're not having fun while it's happening, then it would be time to step away. If you're diminishing and you're realistic and say, all right, let me see what kind of team I can build, and I might just have one run in me to get to a conference championship, a Super Bowl, anything like that, and you still hang on, I mean, there you go. My thing is, and like I said in chat, as I get older, of course, my reaction is going to get slower. My hands, my mind might not be as fresh as somebody, let's say, like Meats or Rowan or you. Some of the younger guys are like, hey, what in the world? So at that point, you have to build a team that's going to kind of almost do the work for you. If you can do that and make a run, then, I mean, hey, retirement may not be as quick as we think.
Yeah. So,
like, I honestly put a number, and my initial number was Madden 21. But I did like what I did this year. It doesn't seem like I'm diminishing that much So I think me personally, maybe, and I don't think they're going to call it Madden 25 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It may be around, I guess we'll call it 25. So it's what, four more years?
Yeah, 4 more. How old are you?
44. Am I? Yeah, I'm 44 now.
You
I may go until I'm
50?
I may go until I'm 50.
Yeah, we'd like to see it, man. It is sad to see. I know a lot can happen in just a short amount of time for anybody involved.
Yeah.
So it's just we'll see. We'll play it by ear as the wind blows. I think it change.
You always play it by ear, and the sad part is replacing owners like that are good and has always stuck around. They haven't been toxic. They've been always good with gameplay and camaraderie. That's the part you're really going to miss, and having somebody replace that's the hard part to replace that in the league, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. That Fuzzy still gets brought up today, so we'll have something coming this off season to discuss owners who contribute in different ways. It's not always about winning and losing, obviously. So we're gonna start recognizing certain members, but that'll be that's a topic for another day. Moving on here to our final topic, Super Bowl. I know you hinted at it earlier. You said you're gonna wait till later in the podcast. Who's representing the AFC? Who's representing the NFC? Who's gonna win the whole thing? It's time to get your Nostradamus cap on and make your predictions.
But while we were talking and looking at some of these games and stats, and I know people are they may call me ZZ Jr., but I'm going with Prime to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year.
Just out of curiosity, what makes you think that QB isn't going to get it done this year? Why can't QB repeat? Or why is it just something the Colts are doing that makes you think, hey, the Colts are just doing X?
I think right now, and I'm not saying QB isn't locked in. I've seen you in the point where you have something to prove, and I didn't watch your game with Meats last night, but I don't know if Meats rested any starters.
No.
But it was close for a while, and then it kind of pulled away as far as when I'm looking at the box score, so to speak. So
yes,
I think when you're that dialed in, you're really tough, and I think your users kind of gotten back to where it was.
Right.
So, and I'm not saying it diminished greatly, but there was a bit of time where it was kind of like, maybe I can throw here, throw there, and it worked with a few, but this season, it's back on to where it used to be, and Ziegler's a monster. Still got Campbell. I mean, any way you slice it, through the air, on the ground, you're good. You've got good pass rushers. You got good corners, and your overall skill. I think your skill and your team's talent would put you over the top. The only thing I can say, if something happened, Luck would have to have a really shitty game.
Yeah. So, right on. I'll take it.
But I'm picking you to represent the NFC.
So, who's coming out of the NFC to take on the Colts?
This is the tough one, and man, I say this with all sincerity, and I really think this is true. I think Lawyer may come out of there.
Oh yeah, that would be dope. I would take that. I like that. You think?
I think Lawyer will come out of there. Lawyer with Gurley, man. Granted, yeah, he's 10. I think he's 10-5.
Mm-hmm.
But he just seems more. He seems different, and he seems comfortable, and he's dangerous. Now, I had my chance against him, and that game and the Conk game I wish I had back, because that was a 2-point loss and then a 3-point loss, but it is what it is. I was more worried about Gurley, and that's what's going to probably help him the most in these playoffs, because he's a very good passer, and he will run if he has to.
Right.
So I can see if it confidence not there, him taking off with his quarterback, getting a few yards, you know, even if it's not a first down, you're going to have to think about him running too, so with his quarterback. So I think Lawyer's coming out of it. I'm sorry, NYT, and I'm sorry, Dan. But
Yeah.
I got Lawyer. I got Green Bay versus the Colts.
And who do you got in the battle of the OGs? And real quick, I want to say Dan obviously has proven this guy has not been talked about too much on podcasts, but he came in, filled in for Gov beautifully, and he's dominated. I mean, for his first season in the SML to be, 13-2, possibly 14-2, that's freaking impressive. And NYT's kind of back to maybe better than he's ever played in the SML anyway. 2 straight playoffs. As the competition's gotten tougher, he's risen to the challenge. But anyway, like you.
It wouldn't surprise me if either one of them got there. I just don't think with Malecki being hurt where he is.
Yeah.
I don't think Cam is going to be enough to put NYT over the top.
It's tough to win without your number one quarterback. So in the Super Bowl, you got the battle of the OGs, Lawyer versus Prime. Who do you got in that matchup?
It's going to come down to a running back battle. And I think whoever has the ball last wins. So I'll be picking the Colts 28-24 to win.
Hey, I'll take it. And that's why I paid off Woods to come onto the show to boost my confidence right before the playoff run. Hey, but I'll tell you what, there's one guy. I'm cocky, right? Everyone knows it. I think I'm the most clutch guy in the SML, but if there's another guy that's super clutch that you don't want to have the ball at the last second, it's freaking Lawyer Killer in a playoff game. That guy is ice cold, cooler than the other side of the pillow.
He doesn't miss when if he's got a chance. Then you better pray.
So, right on, man. We're at 26 minutes. I'm going to leave the mic open to yours if you want to talk any trash, make any statements. Mic is yours.
Conk, you got lucky. Shouldn't have got in. But, hey, good luck to everybody. Conk, I love you. Congrats to everyone that made the playoffs and putting the AFC North on notice for our final season.
Yes.
I'm coming for everybody.
Yes, there you go. That was Woods, our Cleveland Browns owner, who has proven to be tough. A strong season this year, a strong season the past few years, and a guy who just, as he gets older, he's like wine. So that was Woods. Everybody, thanks for listening to SML Nostradamus. You guys, take it easy.